Hello, I'm David Cracksberger, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking up some pork ribs on this episode of... Alright, first of all I want to apologize. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I've had some other projects that I've been working on, and I've been really busy. So thank you for your patience, and you know what they say, good things come to those who wait. And sticking with that theme, we're going to be making some pork ribs today. The ribs kind of take a while to cook, but they're actually really easy to prepare. And if you can spare about 3 or 4 hours of your day, these are well worth the wait. Plus, you can be that person that made ribs instead of burgers or brats. Not to knock on burgers or brats or anything, because they're great, but when your friends and family come over and see that you're making ribs, they're going to be like, "What? Ribs?" And you'll be all like, "Yeah." Also, while these are cooking, your house smells amazing. It's like having a meat candle going. It's like, think of that smell of bacon and coffee in the morning, that kind of just amazing aroma that fills the house. This is like that, but the dinner version. Or I guess the lunch version if you're one of those weirdos that gets up before 10 a.m. and feels like cooking ribs immediately. Alright, let's move on to the ingredients. Of course, you're gonna need a thing-a-ling-a-ding-dong of ribs. I'm using pork in this instance. You can use beef if you want, just kind of depends on what you prefer. This recipe will work for both. Barbecue sauce, just gonna be using original flavor for these. Some salt and pepper, and some beer. Now the amount of beer you need just kind of depends on how turned you're trying to get. But just for this recipe, you'll only need one. This is a 24-ounce can. We probably won't be using all of it, but most of it. The only baking hardware you're gonna need is one of these big old aluminum pans. I kind of like these because you can just toss them. It's easy cleanup. Or you can actually save these and reuse them too. A pot. And some tin foil. And that's all you're gonna need. This is a really simple recipe. These are just pretty much your basic ribs. Alright, go ahead and throw your ribs into your aluminum pan. Now with pork ribs, there's this membrane on the back side of the ribs. You're either going to want to cut under that and tear it off, but I kind of like to leave it on. I feel like the fat kind of adds to the flavor. So I'm just going to go ahead and score this with a knife. Get a nice crisscross pattern like so. Alright, now we're going to give these a dry rub with some salt and pepper. Now I know that sounds awful, but do not put lotion on these. I repeat, do not put lotion on these, it tastes terrible. Make sure to push those seasonings right into the meat. Now give a hefty drizzle of your barbecue sauce over the top. Flip the ribs over and repeat the process. Now pour most of your 24-ounce can evenly over the top of the ribs. This is going to help keep the ribs nice and moist while they're cooking. Especially with pork ribs, they tend to dry out super easily. Now we're going to loosely cover this with some tin foil. Okay, now that we've got that all taken care of, we can go ahead and preheat our ovens to 300 degrees. Alright, our oven has preheated, so we can go ahead and throw our ribs into the oven. Now, we're going to let these cook for about 3 hours. So this gives you plenty of time to be productive around the house. Clean up a little bit. Maybe do some laundry. Do your dishes. Or... Oh, hey, Scarlett Johansson. How's it going? Alright, bye. Okay, we've hit the 2-hour mark, and this whole place reeks of ribs. Now is about the time where I like to get people over here. Now we have about another hour left of cooking, but I like for people to just kind of have to wait for it and appreciate the aroma. Kind of tease them a little bit. Something I like to call olfactory foreplay. Now if you don't have anyone coming over and you're just gonna eat this entire rack of ribs to yourself, that's cool too. No judgies here. Okay, once we've hit the 3-hour mark, we can go ahead and take our ribs out of the oven. Alright, these are looking really good. We're gonna go ahead and transfer these over to a baking sheet and recover them in tin foil. Alright, see all this goodness right here? This is beer, barbecue sauce, and rendered fats from the pork. We don't want to waste this, so we're gonna reduce it in a pot and use it as a sauce to finish off our ribs. So I've gone ahead and emptied all that liquid into a pot and turned my stove up to high. Okay, we're gonna bring this sauce up to a boil, stirring occasionally. And once it starts boiling, you can go ahead and turn the heat down to medium and let it simmer for a while and kind of thicken up. So that's bubbling up and frothing quite nicely. Alright, now turn your stove down to medium and let this simmer for about 20 minutes. You want to give this mixture time to let enough water evaporate out of it so that it kind of becomes a sauce-like consistency. Okay, we've been letting this sauce reduce for about 20 minutes now. And if you want a better explanation about reduction and how that whole thing works, I recommend Googling it, because they'll explain it way better than I can. It's looking nice and thick. Now go ahead and turn your heat off. And you're gonna want that to cool down for about 10 minutes. You can see we've got a nice goopiness to that. Nice sauce-like consistency. Alright, now we can uncover our ribs and we'll pour our sauce evenly over both sides. Now with your knife, cut in between each individual rib. Now once you've got these all separated, we can go ahead and plate them up. Alright, cheers y'all. Tony Romaine got nothing on this. Alright, there we have it. Pork ribs. Super easy, right? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. Recipe will be in the description below. And as always, happy eating. Now we'll see you on the next episode of